first of all, to inform all our delegates, as well as all our guests, members of the audience, that there are several subsidiary titles which will be awarded to our candidates this evening.
With the subsidiary titles. Mother of the Universe goes to Scotland.
To announce the names of the top 10, Mr. Sava will do the honors.
Thank you. And the first lady is United Kingdom. second lady is South Korea. We continue with Singapore. The fourth is Mrs. Thailand. Next is Mrs. Nicaragua. Mrs. United States of America. Mrs. Russia. Mrs. Mexico. Mrs. Netherlands. And the final lady is Mrs. Philippines.
Congratulations to our top 10. Thank you, Sava, and thank you, Yuan. Give them a big hand, please. Thank you for announcing the top 10. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate our top 10 and also put our hands together for all the other ladies who are delegates of the Mrs. Universe 2014 finals for putting in a great job. Thank you, ladies. Top 10 remain for a while.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time to thank the people who did some very hard work tonight. And we're talking, of course, about our panel of judges. We'd like to invite Yang Berbahagia Dato' Azlinda on stage to present tokens of appreciation to our panel of judges. Can we now invite Mr. Colin Edmonds, Director of KL Sogo.
We also like to say thank you to Ms. Amber Chia.
Please welcome our next judge, Mr. Kavanong, Malaysia's renowned fashion designer.
Let's also show our appreciation to Ms. Maggie Savova.
Our next judge, Mr. Sava Teko, also director of Mrs. Universe Limited. And to accept the memento on behalf of Mr. Alex Yu, can we have Ms. Angela Tay, please? Let's have a big round of applause for our judges, please. It's not easy for a special task.
And a big thank you to Yang Berbahagia Dato' Azlinda. Thank you for doing the honors of presenting the mementos to our very distinguished members of the panel, the judges. So for the final time this evening, please join me and give them a nice, warm welcome back to the stage. All our 38 delegates of the Mrs. Universe World Finals 2014 right here in Malaysia.
10, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, all our delegates are out, and of course our top 10 are right in front in a straight line. It's now my pleasure once again to call on Sava and Yuan to the stage to be presented with the results naming the top 5 winners of the Mrs. Universe 2014 World Finals.
Applause, please.
Welcome back, our illusionist, Mahdi Modini. Now there's a significance of a white dove, isn't there, Raymond? Because the white dove represents hope and it represents freedom as well, and it's in keeping with the theme of this year's forum, handling the issues of violence against women.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I got the results. We're gonna start with 4th runner-up.
And to present the awards, ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure to invite Ms. Maggie Savova, once again, the owner of Mrs. Universe Limited, to present the winners.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 4th runner-up of Mrs. Universe 2014 is Mrs. South Korea.
Miss Maggie to remain on stage to present the sashes and tiaras for the next 3 runners-up.
We need to continue with our 3rd runner-up, and our 3rd runner-up is Mrs. Russia. Our second runner-up of Mrs. Universe 2014 is Mrs. United Kingdom. Ladies and gentlemen, the first runner-up of Mrs. Universe 2014 is Mrs. Mexico.
The first runner-up, ladies and gentlemen, also receives a sash, tiara, and jewelry worth 15,000 ringgit from Emperor's Fine Jewels. And now, ladies and gentlemen, before you, we have 4 winners, just 1 slot for the new Mrs. Universe. Before Sava announces the new Mrs. Universe, here's a special presentation. Presenting Mrs. Universe 2013, Carol Lee of Malaysia. Releasing the dove, representing and signifying love, peace, and freedom.
Hi, it has been a year since I took on the role as Mrs. Universe, and I have been often asked, what difference did the title make for me? Well, I would say that it has helped me tremendously to highlight the cause that KL Sogo, Awam and I have been promoting, which is the nationwide campaign against domestic violence to create the awareness and also help women understand their rights. This is merely just the beginning of a challenging journey that will take some time to see results. I believe that with our strong will, dedication and perseverance, we will one day, slowly but surely, be able to see all women receive equal rights and respect. Despite having been very busy with the campaign against domestic violence and many other community service projects, I've always believed in maintaining a balanced life and making sure that I have time for my family. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my husband, daughter, my mom and parents-in-law who have been so supportive throughout this experience. Thank you to my good friend Cynthia T for being my pillar of strength. Also to Betty, Emily, Tensi, Wei Hong and her team for allowing me to be part of the campaign against domestic violence. My We Are Family team members, Nancy, Datin Junessa, Joyce, Kavan, Edward, Alistair, Lisa, Kiwachi and Hua Hong to help raise funds for the Hope Animal Shelter. Thank you to Maggie Savova and Alex Liu for having the faith in me to take on the role as Mrs. Universe. Special thanks to everyone from KL Sogo for being with me throughout this wonderful journey, especially Dato Andrew Lim and Lisa Yong. Thank you to Belinda, May, Isan, Virginia, Apple, Catherine and her team for your hard work in making the Mrs. Universe 2014 a success. To all presenters, sponsors and official partners, thank you for supporting this event. I would also like to acknowledge all delegates as wives, mothers and contributors to a cause close to our hearts. I hope that you will be our ambassadors to help us promote Malaysia when you go back to your home country. And as for the winner of the Mrs. Universe 2014, I hope that you will continue to strive to highlight issues on violence against women and be an inspiration to others. And lastly, to all of you who are with us here this evening for the Mrs. Universe 2014 World Finals, I do hope that this evening will be as memorable for you as it is for me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the farewell parade by Mrs. Universe 2013 Carol Lee before she sashes the new Mrs. Universe.
Here comes the moment. The new Mrs. Universe 2014 is Mrs. United States of America.
Mrs. USA, Sabrina Pinion. Our biker girl, Mrs. Universe 2014.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Universe 2014 receives, apart from a sash and a tiara and a trophy, jewelry worth 30,000 ringgit from Emperor's Fine Jewels.
Congratulations to the new Mrs. Universe, Mrs. USA, Sabrina Pinion.
As we congratulate our new Mrs. Universe and they come closer, may we take this opportunity to invite all our VIP guests at the main table for a group photograph with our top 5. If you please, ladies and gentlemen.
Congratulations to our winners. On behalf of the organizers, we'd like to thank each of you for being here tonight, for your support. We'd like to congratulate all the other delegates for the Mrs. Universe 2014 World Finals, who are still winners.
There's a warm sky covering the night.
To all our guests, drive safely and happy Merdeka Day!